Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared. My lovely wife Kara's in the background somewhere. Actually, she's upstairs making some coffee right now, but I don't think she's joining us today. But we have a lot to get into. I was watching the comment section before I came on. I see you guys were talking about the Goliath and Ed Durbin. Ed Durbin's got 5 knives, I guess, coming in. That's awesome. And I got to thank Ed again for this awesome background. This background's amazing. I think it's definitely taking the videos to the next level. I'm getting a what are those things called? Lazy Susan. I'm gonna put some of the extra background I have on this Lazy Susan, so I can have one of those spinners, so I can use it in some of the videos. But yeah, I really think though that this definitely brightens it up. I do not have the knife cam set up. I probably should have set it up because it would have looked really good on this. I think it really popped, especially for the live. But you guys know where we got this old bastard right here, the original background. We got that out of the garbage. We found that walking one day home, and we just found it, laying near the trash. So sometimes you got to improvise, and it brought us to here. So I guess it wound up working out. But this new background, thank you so much, man. This thing, it really it makes me happy to record, like just how good it looks. It looks so good. What's up, Talica? What's up, Fiend? What's up, Mark, Russ, everybody, Nate? Okay, so we're gonna get into a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get into the Liang Ma Fuller fanatic beef here in just a second. Um, but uh, but going back to that this thing right here, I talk about it, pretty often with people, talking about starting a knife channel, and I was talking about it with someone just a little while ago, actually. And, talking about because there's people that do it because they love it as a hobby. I do it because I do want to turn it into a business. I want it to be a job. I would love that. But just like with any business, right? Like people trying to get into YouTube, you'd have to look at it like a business. And I knew this from day one that the first year or two is going to be a loss no matter what. You're going to be working double time. Because think about if you owned a business, excuse me, if you owned your own business, you're going to be working doubles every day to make that business from the ground up. You're just going to have to. You're going to be working way harder than any employee you have. And that's just a fact. And then you're lucky if if it doesn't go under. But to put in all that work every day, you have to grind and grind and grind for the first couple years before you'll ever start making a profit. And it's kind of like this too, kind of like starting a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying there's not channels that don't just explode. There really is. But if you're wanting to get into the knife, like a knife channel, don't expect that. Get into something else. Get into music reviews or something like that. Something that has more likely of a chance because there's a lot more people. Everybody listens to music, and I was just using music as a reference. What's up, Knife Sergeant? I was just actually checking out I had to click over to here, but I seen you posted that video on the what was it, the Arius, the Koenig Arius. But yeah, so but starting one of these channels now, I heard it from somebody a long time ago. They said if you start a channel the first year, if you can make it past the first year, then you're going to beat 95% of other channels. Now, or maybe he said after the first 2 years. Yeah, that's what he said. He said if you can make it past 2 years, you'll make it past 95% because the 95% will give up. I think it's like 70% the first year and then the rest, by the second year. So grinding that part out, is a major deal. Now, obviously, the amount of times you post and having a good personality and being able to make content out of nothing is a major deal. What's up, Lacey? I got those pillowcases on the pillows. I took a picture. I'm gonna send it to you. If you guys don't know, Lacey Marie's the one that sent us the pillowcases. I got the tatted one, and Kara's got the music notes. But yeah, so and then starting a channel, if you don't have integrity, number one, and like most importantly, so many, you have to play the algorithm, right? No matter what, you got to play the algorithm, and you're gonna have to, I'm not gonna say do things you don't want to, but you're gonna have to work when you don't want to, and keep it going. Now, that's if you're gonna do it as a business. If you're just doing it as a hobby, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. But I'm talking about starting a YouTube channel as a business. Now, when you love it, like the old saying goes, if you love what you do, then you'll never work another day in your life. And it's kind of like that with me with this. Now, I wouldn't say I don't work, because if you're going to start a YouTube channel, the best thing to do is have multiple revenues, right? Not just one. One revenue would be like AdSense, right? AdSense is shit, guys. You got to get a lot of views to make anything from AdSense. Um, so you want to have like other little things like the links, the Patreon, donations. And I know Patreon is a donation, but like you guys donating through the lives, that, yeah, you guys have no idea how much that massively helps our income every month from the channel. But that stuff, and then like discount codes, even though you don't make nothing off of discount codes, it helps people, click on your stuff, and it just helps the algorithm and whatnot and so forth. Sometimes you can make something, but not usually. It depends. It just depends. Like I don't make anything. The only links I make anything off of are the Amazon links. So that's why, like some of the stuff, like I have discount codes for Kaiser and stuff like that, but I don't make nothing off of that. That's just a discount for you guys. But the Amazon, we are affiliates with, so we do make a percentage from Amazon. It's a very, very small amount, but it adds up. All right. So if you can take all those revenues, and then if you can also start something like me, I'm doing the knife sharpening thing. If you can start something to offer people, then that can also help too. And there's many different things. You want to be have an imagination, definitely. You can, bring something to the community some way, somehow. What's up, Shane? Um, Lacey Marie says, let me pull this up. I'm going to start talking to you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just rattling. I'd say running a YouTube channel is like being a stay-at-home mom. Laugh out loud. Hardest job in the world, but to everyone else, it's nothing. That true. I have a job too, though. It's just my job is like there's some weeks where I don't work, especially during like the times right now. But like I've been off all week. But tomorrow I gotta go to work. So it's just like some days I'm on, some days I'm off, but it does help with having the YouTube channel. But this could never be sustainable right now, obviously. But I put in all the hard work to pay off in the end. It's like seeing an end goal. Like I said, like kind of like starting and running a business. But yeah, you do spend a lot of time at home. You spend a lot of time editing. Like right now, I have a video I was doing today, and I'm gonna try to post it tomorrow. It's gonna take me 2 days to do between all the filming I had to do. It's kind of a long video, but it's not just the length of the video; it's the type of video I did. I basically took I think 7 knives and battled them head to head with like all different types of categories, and it's a cool video, at least a cool idea. Now I'm gonna wind up spending 2 days making that damn video, especially with all the editing. This is a type of video that's gonna take hours and hours and hours of editing. Now I could post it and get shit for views. Just shit. Like nobody even fucking cares. And that's okay, right? That's okay. Some people might look at it and say, man, this video is too long. I ain't watching the shit. They'll just fast forward to the end and be like, what was the outcome? Which they won't get nothing if they do that. I mean, they'll get, I guess, an outcome, but you want to kind of watch the video to really hear and see what happens. But the point is, though, is that you do have to grind and work really hard towards anything you want to do, especially if it's talking about starting a business or running something as a business. Nick, thank you, bud. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And like these, man, these super stickers, you guys are awesome, man. These things, they help so much, so much. You guys have no idea how much the donations. And then not even just in the live, people that go to our PayPal and donate money to the PayPal to help us out. Um, People that donate knives, that's a massive help, even if they're like just budget knives, because we give so many knives away, it helps with content. Even if, like, say if somebody sends me a broken knife, right? I can make a video working on it. So it's not like it's just, sometimes people think about it like, oh, that it's got to be just some, nice, really nice knife. And that's awesome too, obviously. Obviously, that's nice. But there's always content. There's content and everything. And if you can see that, hey man, thank you, bud. Doc, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Doc. Man, you guys are awesome. And I hope you guys don't think I'm like spewing right now, begging for money or something. I'm just saying like that. That's what makes this work. And in all reality, like when I think about it, it's you guys who make this channel, right? It's like Ed sending me this is background. All the amazing people that have sent me and donated knives. And like even Ed would help me with like, in here, like with lighting and stuff. And there's just so many aspects to, if you don't have the community, especially with the knife community, that have your back, you're fucked. You're not going to be able to pull it off. There's no way. Like you could, I guess, but it'll take a very long time. You want the support of the community, Doc, just because. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Oh, man. I don't even have. Hey, baby, can you grab me the iPad, please? I'm an idiot, guys. I don't even have the iPad set up right now. I could make it work if you can't. It's better to have both. She's pissed. She's pissed. She's already breaking shit. She's just fucking over there, just throwing shit back and forth. What the fuck do you want? Thank you, baby.
What do I get for
Give me a
this?
kiss.
What do I get for
You get a
this?
kiss.
I want
Is
something
that okay?
else.
Is that good
I
enough?
want something else.
What do you want? What do you want? Tell me what you want.
When you're done with this, I want a back rub, please.
All right. I told you I
And
could
a
do
foot
that.
rub.
I told you
I
I'd do
want
that.
both.
Okay.
And a kiss.
All right.
Mwah!
Funny how the kiss wasn't good enough. But yeah, you definitely want the community backing you up in every way possible. Now, talking about this beef with Liang Ma. Now, first off, I want to say I'm not gonna say I jumped the gun, because I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. I knew there was going to be two sides of every story. There always is. There always is, no matter what. But right off the bat, I seen Liang Ma's thing, and I don't know Liang Ma. Lacey, to the jerk that keeps giving a thumbs down, I'm about to throw some hands. Carol, Lacey loves your shirt. Thank you, Lacey. Thank you so much. Um, the beef. Thank you, Lacey. Obviously there's two sides of every story. I don't know Liang Ma, but I was thinking, maybe his word was pretty good a little bit. And, I seen what he said about how somebody was trying to charge him like all this money for a video. And it seemed crazy to me, because like all the reviews being done, they're being done for free. And it doesn't, Doc. That's for the wife having to deal with your crazy antics. She definitely does. That's for sure. Thank you, Doc. Some asshole keeps giving a thumbs down, wanting ass. I know. It's all right though. Whatever. It might have been an accident. Sometimes it is. But I thought that sounded crazy though. If you guys don't know the story, Liang Ma said that a guy stole his knives, and the guy was wanting him to pay him like 30. He said 30,000 at first, and like then he said $7,500 for a video or something like that. And I knew that was crazy, because like for a review, but that's not what we're talking about. Well, then I went to Liang Ma and I said, hey, if you ever want a knife review done, I'll review some of your knives. But I knew then when I said that, though, that we're not talking about a review, because nobody would charge money for something like that. We're talking about something different. We're talking about another level of video quality and content. And I knew that, but I figured, I might as well say it. If you ever need a review done, bud, you can send me some of your knives. I'll review it. Anyways, not trying to weasel in or anything, but like I said, I didn't know the other half of the story yet, and I always knew there was. Well, then I heard on somebody else's channel they were saying something, and I left a comment saying, because I didn't even realize I was following the guy. I said something about like I unsubbed or something to him, and then I saw Fuller Fanatic's response, and I knew right then that like that it's a big kerfuffle, and there's two sides, and we don't know what the fuck's going on. That being said, Fuller has got a very good argument, and he sounds like he has receipts. When you have receipts, that helps your argument. I don't know if he does. I haven't seen any of the receipts, but he has posted multiple videos on it. Well, I talked to the person I left that comment on their video. That I talked to him on the side, personally, in private. And we're kind of talking about it, and I said, "Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know Leon Ma." I said, I don't know him, so I don't know what type of person he is or anything like that. But dude sounds like his story sounds pretty convincing. So I don't want to go and cut Liang Ma or cut dude off at the knees for Liang Ma's sake. I said I didn't want to do that. Basically, that's what I said. I don't think I said that word verbatim, but we were talking about like, well, he's got a police report, and I said, well, anybody can get a damn police report. All you gotta do is just call the fucking cops. You get a police report. That's their job, is to make a police report. It's whether or not it goes through court, and whose side what. Like, you can call the cops on anybody and get a damn police report. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you're right just because you did that. So I already knew like that, just because like say Liang Ma can come up with a police report, that means nothing, especially to me, to somebody who's been to court a lot. I know that don't mean shit. So we'll see what happens, but Fuller Fanatics posts lots of videos explaining all kinds of shit, basically. And in my opinion, I do think he was a little, and Kyle made a video too. If you guys didn't know, he made a video not responding, but reacting to it. And I seen his video too. But I do agree, though, there were some parts of Fuller Fanatics that were a little bitter. Like, meaning like, it's one thing to say the story, it's one thing to say what happened, but then there's also another thing with coming up with low blows, like a low blow here, a low blow there. You can always tell when they're coming, you can always tell, like, that's not anything about the fight, but I know he's trying to paint a picture. I understand that. And that's not the part I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other little details. And like, there's sometimes things you just don't say about somebody. It's like, if I got into a fight or an argument with somebody, I wouldn't come up with something personal that didn't have anything to do with the beef to hurt them, And I did feel like he did that a little bit. Not saying he's in the wrong at all, and not saying that, for all I know, he's in the right, and he possibly is, because his story sounds extremely legit. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, I'm sitting here rattling on, and then you guys are like, what are you even talking about? Liang Ma had some knives from somebody that was doing film work, Fuller Fanatic. He does amazing video quality, amazing videos. He was doing videos for Liang Ma. He said that Liang Ma said he stole his knives. Well, supposedly they were payment, and Fuller Fanatics saying that those were payment to him for making the videos. The money that Liang Ma supposedly said, the $7,500 for him to make a video, that's not the story. He said the $7,500 was for the rights to the 50 videos he already made. That's a big difference. So already right there, and like I said, I don't know either side. I don't know either person, but right there, that's a discrepancy from Liang Ma's story, because that's a big difference between saying somebody tried to charge me $7,500 to make a video versus, or to make videos for you versus me giving you the rights to the videos I already made. Do you know what I mean? That's giving you for the rest of its life the income it'll make, the views it'll make, the whatever it'll make, and the time you put into it making it. And these aren't like tabletop reviews. These are fucking good quality, highly edited, like somebody who knows what they're doing with video content. So you know, I don't know, man. It's a beef in the knife community, and I'm speaking about it. It's probably none of my business. I probably shouldn't even be speaking about it. But hey, I am. So, but I'm also saying that I don't have a side. I'm not picking a side, and I kind of did from the start, and I only did that because I only heard one side, even though I knew better. You know, and I don't think I ever really picked a side, to be honest. I really didn't. It's not like I went and said anything or made a big deal about anything, but in my head, I know I did. But then after hearing dude's response, it shifted, and now it's kind of like it's going to have to come out in the wash, because if Liang Ma doesn't go forward in court, then he probably knows dude's got something on him that he doesn't want him to expose. If he does go to court, then they'll decide whether or not, and if dude has receipts saying that Liang Ma said these knives are for you for payment for making these videos, then the court's going to tell Liang to get fucked. If he's got proof of that, that's proof, like of a payment. Now, otherwise, they're going to make him give him the knives back. So, QM Fiend, here's their Instagram. All right. Knife Sergeant says, while Fuller Fanatic was definitely kind of douchey, but before I was in the military, I went to school for video production, and a lot of what he said made sense when it comes to producing commercial film. Yeah, I agree. And that's where, I felt as if like he might be right, and I can't say whether or not he's right or wrong, but it's definitely not worth everybody getting in and going after him. It's definitely not worth that. You always need to know both sides of the story. And if you don't know both sides of the story, it's better just to leave, yourself out of it. And in this case, it's kind of like that. And yeah, I agree. He does sound very, very convincing. His story is very convincing. He's made multiple videos about it now. So he's definitely upset about it. He definitely is upset about his reputation. I don't know if he's upset about his reputation, but you can hurt somebody's reputation really easily by making some accusations if they're lies. Like if they're just bold-faced lies. And I'm not saying what he said was a bold-faced lie, but according to dude, it's a bold-faced lie. And I don't know. Like I said, for all I know, both of them are assholes. I don't know. But I just know the one came with more. I'm just gonna say this: one side came with more receipts than the other, so you tend to respect their response a little bit better. He made videos explaining everything that's put out there in the world. So like to go to court now after putting that out there, and it sounds like he's prepared for that. So I don't think he'd be spitting all this shit if it wasn't true, because if he does go to court, anything you say can be held against you in the court of law. So, I don't think he's going to be saying this stuff if it's not true, because then I think, Leon Ma could basically go after him for defaming him or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Something, something, and the knives, whatever. But I don't know. What's up, Alex? Alex's knife box in the house. Due process in America. Don't act like the liberal by believing all accusations. Absolutely. Yeah, you never want both ways. You definitely you don't want to believe accusations, and you also don't want to believe 30 seconds of a 20-minute clip either. And that's basically what we're looking at. This has obviously been going on for a couple years, and looking at the blip of anything, you can't get the story. I was watching, speaking of that, and this has nothing to do with this. I don't even know why it popped up in my head, but earlier I was watching this film or video, and it happened not far from here. This guy, the cops got a call. They went to I think they were already kind of chasing this guy or whatever. Anyways, they found him in this field, and he's in this field, open, big field, and they're kind of surrounding him. There's like 3 or 4 officers. They are telling him to get on the ground, to stop, blah 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 blah. They got flashlights on him, beaming him, and he's not listening to them, right? And then he like keeps going towards something, and he grabs something, and they know he grabs something. Well, they're trying to tell him, like, put it down, don't do this, don't do that. Well, then he starts walking right towards one of the female officers, like 2 guys and a female officer. She pulls her taser out. Says she's gonna shoot him. He won't stop, and he's like beelining towards her. She has no choice. She shoots him with it, right? It puts him down for like a half a second. He hits his knees, pulls out a knife, jumps up, looks right at her, and tells her to stop. Goes right up to her, grabs her by the shoulder, right? He doesn't stab her yet. And he's talking shit to her, and she's like trying to like get away. And she's got the taser, like trying to make it work, and it's not working no more. Like one of the barbs probably came out. Well, then he goes to stick her, stabs her. She's wearing her vest, so it hits her gelatin vest. Well, then you guys can imagine the ending, right? Bang, 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 bang. But if you only seen a part of that, it could look like, he got executed, but in all reality, because in some of the cams, you can't see what he's got in his hand. You can't see what he just did. You can only see that, like that he's basically in front of the officer holding him, and then he gets shut down. But I know that has nothing to do with the story. Oh, I don't know if you guys watch Outpost 76's channel, but he did a test cut for Send cuts. What is a Rockstead? I got a Rockstead right here. You know who else has got a Rockstead? Old Knife Sergeant. Knife Sergeant just got a Rockstead, and he's got the button lock version. Looks pretty damn sweet. Let me tell you, really sweet. I've always been interested in like wondering what that button lock feels like, because I know it's not going to be like regular button locks. Also, before we get into this, Send cut though. So Outpost 76, I'm not going to give the information on the cut test or whatever, because you should go watch it from Outpost 76. But he did a cut test with the 9 CRs from Send cut, because the big question was, is it as good as Savivi's 9CR, or are they jimping on it, or jipping on it, because it's their budget line, Well, it seems like it's pretty good. Let's just say it's even with. If you want to see the cut test and hear how many cuts it was, go watch this video. I'll post 76, but I'll just say, yes, Gerald's test is very informative. All his tests are very informative. He's about as scientific as you can get for a cut test. That's why I, rely on his tests, and I think they're very good. I think they're very reliable to use and to talk about. But yeah, it did as good as Savivi's 9CR, which is good to know. Knife Sergeant says he's been debating on a stitch. So you guys know, if you guys watched my unboxing video, I got this Medford infraction in, and I already put an edge on there. We're gonna take a look at it real quick. I'm gonna try to get it up to the camera. Now, just know it had a little bit of a rounded tip, and it was ready for an edge. Right now, the edge is very, very sharp. The S35VN, I don't want to go above 600 grit, and it's got a nasty 600 grit edge. However, I think I might go over it one more time, and for 2 reasons. But first, let's see if we can look at it. Let's see if this thing catches up. Come on. We might not be able to pick it up on the camera. Probably not. Let's see if we can get this side. All right. Oh, these lives, they're not really good quality, the lives. Give it a second. But anyways, the reason why I'm thinking about redoing it one more time is I did lay the edge back just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I laid it back, and even though it's very, very sharp, I mean, it's super sticky. I think I can get the tip because I was trying not to. Anytime I sharpen somebody's knife, especially an expensive knife like this, I'm trying to not to remove as much steel as possible. I want to get the best edge with removing the least amount of steel. Well, in this case, you know, it's great. I would send it back to him just like this. But I think I might be able to get the tip just a little bit pokier. Because like I said, it was rounded off before. It's nice and sharp now, but I think I might be able to get just a little bit sharper. And in that case, I can't just do the tip. I'll have to marry it all together. So in that case, I might just lay it back just like another degree. Not a lot, just another degree. Just getting back into videos. Have a lot of good ones coming, waiting for my mic cable to show up. Awesome. Involved EDC, definitely check him out, especially if he's getting back into videos. What stitches are they having? So, it's a knife style. Did a freehand sharpening video, and he brought up a good, question. I've talked about this before, and honestly, I'm not probably the best person to speak about it. Steve or Super Still Steve would be a good person to speak about it, and probably a bunch of other people way better than me. But he brought up that he would like to see somebody actually do the test on carbide tear out because I even speak about it about like sharpening certain steels, right? I can sharpen any steel with an aluminum oxide. As long as I have a low grit and a medium grit and a high grit, I can make M390, S90V, S110V, any steel sharp. The question is, though, is it going to have carbide tear out? So carbides are very, very well. There's different levels of hardness, in carbides, and there's different kinds, different sizes, different structures. I honestly don't know enough about it. I've been reading this book a little bit, trying to learn a lot more, but I really don't know shit. So, but when the thing the way I understand it is that they're so hard that the aluminum oxide isn't sharpening the carbides. What it's doing is it's sharpening everything else and then tearing the carbides out. Now the carbides are very small. Well, depending on the steel too. Like you get some steels, there's going to be a lot more of them and a lot bigger. Now, just because the edge is sharp doesn't mean that it doesn't have carbide tear out. So now when you go to start using the knife, it won't get the proper edge retention that it would have if sharpened with diamonds. Now, this is just the way I understand it. And I've actually done this. I've put this in practice where I've sharpened some super steels with aluminum oxides, and the edge did not last as long as when I used diamonds. Now, I can't say that that's proof or anything because maybe it was the steel. I don't, there could be so many different factors. But it would be nice to see somebody with like one of those microscopic things sharpen a knife that has a high volume of carbides or big carbides or whatever. Sharpen it up with aluminum oxide and then look at the edge very, very closely versus a diamond versus sharpening it with diamonds because diamonds are so hard. They're harder than the carbides. That's why it's better to sharpen those steels. And that's why a lot of times you'll hear people say you shouldn't sharpen certain steels with certain stones. You should be using diamonds because they're so hard. Now, there's some people that don't believe in that. I know I've highly respected people that I love very much and have channels, and they don't believe that, and some of them are professional knife sharpeners, but most people that I've talked to do agree with that. But it'd be nice to see a test. So Outpost 76 just dropped a K390 video from different sharpening medias. Nice, nice. I'll definitely be checking that out after this. I wish you would have did it before this. Just got a Spartan Harsey and Kosi and Mini Adamas. All this week videos coming, picks up on my Instagram. Awesome, man. Yeah, man, I love my Spartan Harsey. And then what'd you say? The Nkosi and the Mini Adamas. That Mini Adamas looks pretty badass. Everybody knows the Nkosi's badass. But yeah, I got my Harsey right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love the Harsey, man. Talk about a hard use knife. This thing is, it's definitely built tough. Not only is it built tough, but, you know, the grind, everything on it, man. This thing is, it's definitely a tough knife. It's definitely not your lightweight EDC knife for sure. EDC Journey says, Jared, when I send you back that package, I may include my Manix S110. It's driving me nuts. Even bevels, sharp yada. What's your service cost, man? Okay, so I'll just spit it out really quick so everybody knows that's in here. How many people we got in here? 61 people. So I normally charge $30 a piece plus shipping for freehand sharpening. Now, obviously, if it's a budget, something, you know, like HCR or something, I'm not going to charge that. But the majority of knives I get, you know, because you got to think if it's thick behind the edge, even if it's HCR, it's going to take a lot more time than if it's very thin. So usually I range it between $20 and $30, but 99% of the time it comes out to be $30 a piece per knife plus shipping. Now, if you want me to use the fixed angled system I have, I will only charge $20. If you have like kitchen knives, chef knives, you know, certain fixed blades, and you want me to just put an electric, like basically a factory edge on it, it'll be same way a factory does it on a belt. I charge $10 a piece for that. It's sharp as fuck. It's not going to be the level of sharpness that freehand is or the fixed angled system, but it's still very sharp. It's a convex edge. It's off the work sharp Ken Onion, and it's still a great edge. Like I said, I recommend kitchen knives and stuff for that. Or you know, certain fixed blades, stuff like that. Unless if you want one of them nasty edges on there, then you know, I recommend freehand or the fixed angled system. EC Journey says, hell no, I want it freehand. John Duncan says, hey guys, wanted to say hi. I'm wondering what people think about the Liang Ma drama. We just got done talking all about it. I recommend you play this back because I think we spent about 15 minutes talking about it. I spent 15 minutes talking about it. I love Liang Ma, and I'm worried that things will affect his reputation. To be honest, John, I think they will and won't. So he makes a damn good knife, or he designs a damn good knife. So as long as Riat is the one making them, people are still getting the level of quality and the designs. I don't think people will hold that against them too much. Now, there are going to be people, if receipts come out, let me just say, if receipts come out, then there are going to be some people that will, you know, this community is like a fucking elephant. It never forgets. It never forgets. There can be some discrepancy, and this community will remember it 10 years later, even though the discrepancy wasn't nothing. So it could possibly affect it. I honestly think as long as it just goes from here and, you know, simmers out and not really much more comes out of it, I think it'll be just fine. It's only if like a ton of receipts come out and people start realizing that he's a bigger piece of shit than people ever could have expected, because people don't like to buy knives from pieces of shit. Now, I'm not saying he's a piece of shit. I don't know a fucking guy. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying if that came out. Now, if it just came out, this was just a business deal gone wrong, it happens. I don't hold no grudge. I didn't do a business deal with him. The business deal I would do would be with React, you know. because Riat would be the one making the knife. So it's not like if I had a warranty service or this or that, I wouldn't be dealing with him. I'd be dealing with Riat. So I personally wouldn't hold it against them too much. I guess it kind of depends though, because if it does come out to where people are very they got a bad taste in their mouth, then people like to know that their knives hold value, right? Especially when you're talking about Riats. When you're talking about Riats, people like to know that if I buy this and I don't like it, I can sell it. And Riats hold value. That's one thing they definitely do. Like even right now, I could probably get what this knife was worth brand new. I mean, it's still brand new, but I could definitely get the brand new price for it because you can't find them, right? They're hard to find. You can get the what is it, the Knife Joker editions, but then you're paying double what this one's worth for the Knife Joker edition. So people like to know they hold value, but if if people have a bad taste in their mouth and are looking at it like they won't touch it now, then yeah, people might not buy it just in worry that they can't resell it. People like to know that their knife holds a value. It's kind of like if I told you today you can get a Hogue Ritter RSK MK1, right? You can get it right now for the regular price that it is. But if you sold it tomorrow, you wouldn't get $20 for it. Would you buy it? No, you probably wouldn't. And let's be real, you fucking wouldn't. I agree. I love my Real Leon Mall Lanny clip with Damon Steel, and I bought it from Epic Snuggle Bunny, and we both love his stuff. I don't want a bad taste later. Yeah, I know what you mean. I love Leon Ma's designs are like my favorite designs from Riat. There's only a few designs that I like more, or not even like more, like equally, you know. But I'm pretty sure if I really think about it, his designs are my favorite designs. I love the Koof design. I love the field duty. Man, I love that field duty. Woo. Going to buy a fixed angled sharpener soon. Going to keep it under 100. Workshop precision adjust or landscape 4-stone deluxe diamond with the base and add ultra stone. Okay, so if you're wanting, it kind of depends, Jared, because so for the $50 versus them both, I highly recommend the workshop. If you're gonna spend the $100 getting the diamond stones, getting the ceramic stones, and all that, then I recommend the landscape. Now, if you're gonna get the tape to like from 3M, which means you can use it on the work sharp. You can take the ceramic stone. When you flip it and get to the ceramic stone, there's some 3M tape you can put on there, and you can polish that edge to a mirror polish by getting the different grits in that 3M or whatever, the sandpaper that sticks on the ceramic. If you're gonna do that, then I recommend that one. But if you don't want to go through the trouble of doing that, just get the landscape. But I'll tell you what, the precision guided sharpener is much easier to use. Now, if you just want a good working edge, that precision sharpener, do a 300 grit. I think it's 320, whatever. 300 grit, 600 grit, and then just knock your burr off with the ceramic. Don't even waste your time doing the edge with the ceramic edge. It just takes so long. There should be a grit in between the 600 and the ceramic. There should be 1,000 grit stone. If there was 1,000 grit stone, that ceramic stone would work great. Like I said, you can get the tape and the sandpaper and do all that yourself by putting it over the ceramic. But if you just do a 300 grit and then a 600 grit and then knock your burr off with the ceramic stone, that will be sharper than any fucking knife from anywhere. Like some of the sharpest edges I've ever done were a 600 grit edge. And all steels take a great 600 grit edge. A lot of steels take a good polished edge, but they all take a good 600 grit edge, in my opinion. John Duncan says, no mojo, check him out. He covers a lot of high-end knives. You guys ain't talking to me. No Mojo says get a work sharp before work sharp realizes they gonna bump the price up 50%. Neeves, what's your top 10? Top 10 knives? Everybody knows not to ask that question. Everybody knows. We'll be fucking here for 2 hours with me flipping and switching knives. Seriously. I won't be, I'll be like, well, I kind of want to put this one in there, but no, I gotta switch it to this one. And you'll have me thinking of all different types of fucking. Well, what if I get stuck on a plane crash on an island? I'm gonna need this knife. I'll be going crazy, man. I can't even, man. It's so hard for me to pick a top 10. That's why when I do top 10s, I do 10 great knives, or I'll do top 10s, but I make sure I never tell anybody that this is my all-time top 10 knives. If I do that video, trust me, you guys will know, because it'll be a big fucking deal. Everybody else that has done those videos, man, I give them a lot of credit, because to me that would be so hard to do. It'd be so hard. KME is too expensive, EDC Journey says. I'd prefer to freehand, but I'm a bit discouraged lately. I've been unsteady. What else is good, dude? That happens. I always tell people that when you start getting good at freehand sharpening, you are going to fucking realize out of nowhere it's like you suck, and you're literally to the back door of fucking like just going through it and doing the best work you've ever done. It's like a light bulb turns on in your head. For some reason, I went through the same thing. It was like I was doing good edges. I felt like I was doing good edges. Then all of a sudden, it was like, man, it's like I can't get a good edge. Like I was being so critical of my edges, but that's the good thing. Being critical of your edges. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to be critical of their edges. There's times when an edge is just, it's good the way it is, right? Sometimes you just don't need that type of edge. But being critical of your own work is very good. Knowing what to look for and the little mistakes and I'm doing this wrong, but just keep at it. And seriously, it's like going over a hill. It's like you're kind of like to the peak, right? And the peak is the hardest part, to get over. You've been climbing the hill and now you're getting discouraged, you're getting tired, you're getting lazy. As soon as you go over, the way down, it's fucking really easy. You'll see. I went through the same shit though, EDC Journey. Seriously. Like I went through a process of where like I was embarrassed to even let people see my edges because I knew I was better than that. What's up, Tariq? What's up, bud? But yeah, you'll get it, man. Just keep at it. And don't worry if you're doing edges. Like I tell everybody, a convex edge is great. Don't worry if your edges are convex. That's fine. It's about that grip pattern. Watch that grip pattern. If your edge is a little convex, so what? You can work later on flattening that bevel out. As of right now, the biggest thing is the grip pattern and the burr. Follow the grip pattern. Make sure it goes from the top of the edge bevel to the apex, to the very apex of the edge, up and down, all the way across the edge. From the top of the edge bevel to the very tip of the edge, all the way up and down, and you get a burr. And then go to the other side, knock it off. You'll get it, bud. Hand sharpening is faster. I do both. Work sharp when I don't want to concentrate, but I do find it cathartic. I get man, I got carpal tunnel. But I know my limits. Like I know, like, and I don't want nobody to hear that and be like, well, I ain't sending him any of my fucking knives to sharpen. Fucker's got carpal tunnel. He's gonna fuck my knife up. I don't want you guys to think that, because I got my carpal tunnel under control. I know my limits of what I can do and what I can't do. When it's getting sore, I put it down. I don't ever let if my hand starts getting sore, I'm done. Like, and I did that the other day where like I shouldn't have finished the knife, and I never do that either. So that's just not something I try to do. I've been practicing my freehand sharpening on my shitty kitchen knives. The only problem with that though, Knife Sergeant, is that those are sometimes the hardest knives to sharpen. Not all, but most. And I've sharpened a lot of shitty kitchen knives. they don't get sharp like pocket knives. They don't take they like you can get a burr, fast too. But a lot of kitchen knives, it's better to just kind of just do a micro bevel, up and down because the steel just can't support a good sharpening like good steel. It's just stainless, and there's a lot of them aren't even heat treated that good. They're punched out, like they're not forged. You know what I mean? It's not like what you think. Like I tell everybody, the hardest knife for you to sharpen is a gas station knife. Grab one of those fucking shitty M-Techs. It's harder to sharpen than S110V. It is. It's just because they ain't got a heat treat or the heat treat shit. Speaking of that, hold on a second. Have you ever tried a Washita stone? If so, what do you think of them? I too got a point where I thought my edges were all shit. Then I took a step back and realized what I was doing wrong. Absolutely. No, I haven't had a Washita, but I know what they are. I've had tons of aluminum oxides, Arkansas, ceramics, all different kinds of diamonds, the Benchmade stones. I've had different kinds of ceramics like India or whatever it's called. Yeah, India. What is it called? Is it called India stones or whatever? I've had those. I've had a lot of different kinds of stones, but man, diamonds are just the best. Ceramic is good too. Aluminum oxide is really good too, but when I'm sharpening the super steels, I'd just rather do diamonds. I got these Venetian stones, and fuck, man, I can go from a toothy edge to a fine edge to an ultra fine edge so fast, so much faster than I can in aluminum oxide. And I'm not saying aluminum oxide is not fast because they are. If you start with a 200 grit stone, I don't care what it is, you're gonna sharpen the knife. But I just prefer diamonds. Um, Jared, cathartic is kind of like a release. Get rid of the crap in your head that may have occurred during the day. I thought I read it right. Cathartic, it's kind of like a release, like you're releasing. Okay, get your release on. What did I say? Did I say something weird? I don't know. Anyways, sorry if I misspoke. Um, what was I about? Oh yeah, that knife that I did that bad review on. I don't even remember the name of it now. That knife that fucking gave me this scar. You guys know what I'm talking about. That knife that folded, and I was showing how it was failing. That really bad knife. I went and watched LTK's video from like a year ago. He did an HRC test on the same knife as a different brand. It was an Grow at the time. Then the company that I got it from was not Grow. Anyways, it wasn't D2 steel. It was 5CR. And I said that in the video when I was sharpening it, that it didn't feel good, and it might not even be D2. And I don't know if they ever changed it or anything. Most likely they did not. But that's what his testing came up with when they PMI tested 5CR. But that just shows you, though. And that thing was a bitch to sharpen, by the way, a bitch, because it was like 35 thousandths behind the edge or something like that. So. But yeah, it just goes to show that some of these like weird knives, Grow is a big one. I have yet to have seen an Grow knife that tested correctly. Every Grow test I've ever seen were always like if they were D2, they were never D2. Whatever steel they said, they never were. Even if they're 8CR, nope, they're 3CR. It's like you couldn't even fucking put 8CR on there. Like you guys had to shit on it that bad. Like it's only 8CR. You guys couldn't even be honest and put 8CR on it. Nope, you're getting 3CR, 5CR. Yes, Poncho. LTK's busted so many of them. Hats off to him. He's done an incredible job for this community. Such a good job. He's definitely held their feet to the fire, so to speak. He seriously has exposed so many of them, and so many of them, some of them probably didn't even know before he showed them. Not all of them, obviously, a lot of them knew, but some of them probably didn't. But before, so many communities were getting over on us. And not just Grow. So many communities, so many companies were just they knew, like, how would they know? How will they know? They'll never know, right? Like, fuck them. Like, they can't tell the difference between 3CR and D2. That's what they thought. But we did. And that was the thing. We were like, man, I paid all this money for this knife. It's supposed to be this steel. I feel like I'm not like getting shit for an edge. Yeah, because they were lying. And yeah, it's awesome that we got to expose them. Most recently, a few of their D2 knives tested correctly. Okay, I stand corrected. Richie B said some of the Ethan Grow knives did test for D2 recently. So I do know that they did come to him and they said that their steels are going to start testing right, this and that. So then he wanted getting some more, and they still tested wrong. Maybe they were an old batch or something, because supposedly they said, like, guaranteed it's going to test right, but it didn't. Now, Richie says that some of them did test right. I don't watch them all, so I definitely take his word for it. Thank you, Richie. Yeah, that happened. EDC Journey says that one company, I think it was CH Ping, didn't realize steel supplier was fraudulent. A lot of them didn't, because they were buying the steel. A lot of companies, they're not. It's not like they're making the steel there. They're outsourcing it. So, and over there in China, they don't have a lot of the rules like we have, like where we could fucking sue them. Like they don't have that shit, so it doesn't matter. They can just screw each other over left and right. Like if they were here, it would be literally lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, but can't do that shit. But you got to give let me just say this really quick. The companies that are doing it right, you got to give them credit, because they stand by their stuff. They're really good companies. They have good warranties. They they don't they don't bullshit. So I'm not saying all Chinese companies. I'm saying the ones, the ones that are like that. These is S45 a big improvement over S30 V's edge retention? I don't know. I got this knife right now in S45 VN. I'm really curious to see how it goes up in grit, because S35 VN, let me be clear. This is the weird thing. S30V, all the S30V I've pretty much tested, pretty much all of it, will take a good polish. Like when you're going up in grit, it just gets sharper and sharper. There is a level of which, like, usually between 600 and 1200 grit, like, you're not going to get any sharper really, but it's whether or not it'll hold that sharpness, right? Like, as you're polishing it, is that edge going to still keep that bite? Is it going to be able to be stable enough to keep that stickiness? S30V does. S35VN doesn't. Now, I have had S35 do just fine with a polish, but the overwhelming majority of S35VN goes like this. It goes up in sharpness, and then as soon as you get past a certain level, it goes down. It just drops. Like it's like the stickiness just goes away. The edge feels slick. It's as if you can just take your fingers and just rub them back and forth on the edge, and nothing will happen. So I'm curious now what S45 is going to do, because if S30V was good and S35 wasn't, does that mean S45 is not going to be? Or does that mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's tougher, if it has better edge retention. Supposedly, it has better edge retention, supposedly. Is it tougher? I don't know. Will it take a keen, polished edge? I don't know. I'm going to put whatever edge is best. I'm going to sharpen this thing. I'll give you guys the results. I'll definitely do a video about it because I'm curious about it myself. Did the Rockstead make an appearance yet? It did. It did once earlier. You probably missed it. Maybe one of these days we can get old Knife Sergeant to come do a live with me and we can check his out, because he's got a badass Rocky too. Oh, Stedman. Jared, say my shaman S30 would to the finest Neve. What is 3/2 micron is basically 5,000 grit. You could absolutely go to 3/2 micron. Right now on mine, I have 600 grit, but that's just because that's what I wanted to put on it. I think it's right here. I think that's what I got on it. Yeah, it's about a 600 grit, a fine 600 grit on it, but damn it, is it sharp. This thing is sharp. Oh, man, I should say this right now. The person that, and this has never happened before, so I don't want anybody to, think stupid shit about me, but. Ooh. This thing is sharp, boy. But yes, it will go up to 3/2 micron, which is 5,000, basically 5,000 grit. So the person that owns the QSP Hawk, I have their knife, and for some reason I'm having trouble contacting them. If they are in the live, please email me, contact me. I'm having trouble finding your email. I feel really shitty about it. I'm embarrassed, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm having trouble finding your email, and it's driving me nuts. This has never happened before, so I feel really bad about it, but I'm gonna find it if he's not in here. But I'm hoping he's in here and he hears this. If not, I'll figure it out. I'm sure you will, Evilly. I'm sure you will. We do got some giveaways coming up here on the patron. Um, for the patrons, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. Technically, somebody's already won the Veneve stones. I just don't know who they are yet because I need to pull their name. Let me see. There was a couple other things I want to talk about. Let's see here. Oh, did you guys see the new? Well, maybe you guys did already. You guys probably already did. But the new Civivi. So there's the Perf, which is the first frame lock that Civivi's gonna do. Okay. So it's a frame. I'm guessing it's stainless steel. Stainless steel frame lock knife. It's a flat ground drop point blade. It looks pretty cool. What's up, James? Hey, man, what's up? How you guys been doing? Good, I hope. But yeah, I got the new Osborne Mini 945 Benchmade. Awesome. That's badass. Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet. I do have a really cool video that me and Floydian are collabing to do. It's basically all thanks to him, but it's going to be a badass video. I'm not going to give no hints yet, but it's going to be pretty cool. Okay, so the next Civivi is the Imperium. If you guys see, I think, yeah, Imperium. It's a 3.5 inch slender drop point. It looks really, really cool. I'm really psyched to see this. They got all different kinds of handle material. They got that copper carbon fiber, that glossy, it's like shredded carbon fiber with like copper layers in it. They did it, I think, on the backlash or something. Then they have micarta versions. It looks sweet though. And we has did I okay, and then we has the new I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's pronounced the Miscreant. It's a Brad Zinker design, but he had the Miscreant 3.5 inch. Now they have a 3.0 coming out. It looks pretty. I don't really like it, to be honest. I'm not going to say it looks badass because to me it really doesn't. I don't like all the speed holes, but it looks like a cool knife either way. Sending knives to or just the food? Okay, he's talking to me with knives. But yeah, that new Civivi looks cool. And also, all the Civivis, for all the people that are wondering, when's the button lock coming out? April 19th. Keep an eye out because that's when all these new Civivis are dropping. I think it's April 19th. I think that's the date that they're all dropping. And for stone maintenance, I talk about this all the time with say if it's the Neve stones, ceramic stones especially, get yourself some Barkeeper's Friend. It's a powder. It's very similar to baking soda. It's gritty, but it's called Barkeeper's Friend. That stuff does dreams on stone maintenance. So if you have a KME or a whatever, fucking Wicked Edge or this or that, get some Barkeeper's Friend. It's going to be your best friend for cleaning your stones. It's really good with, like I said, cleaning ceramic stones, the Neve stones, even diamond stones, possibly some aluminum oxide, the finer ones, not probably the low grit ones, but the finer ones, definitely. Okay, so I'm sure you guys know about the Varga VBR. You guys know about that knife, right? I don't have no pictures up. Knife Sergeant says, I'd rather pick up a Zinker custom personally. His customs are actually reasonably priced. So he has that custom, the Miscreant, he has a custom version for $700. So this one will be from so it'll be more reasonably priced. I'm not sure the price that it's going to drop at, but it'll probably be in the $200 range. I'm not positive, but that's a big difference, $500. But yeah, if you got the money, shit, get the custom. I wonder, because what I've seen a lot of is there's the custom and then the production knife that comes from Reat or and the productions are sometimes a little bit better. I hate to say it. Not always, not all, but sometimes they have a better grind. Their grinds are more even. Their grinds are thinner because they're done by a machine. So they're just, when blades are being hand done, there's gonna be imperfections sometimes. They're not always gonna be perfect. Sometimes they're not as thin. Sometimes they're this. Sometimes they're that. And just like even with fit and finish issues, like this knife, this custom I have right here, this Haruka's Blomerus. This thing's amazing, right? But you're talking $2,200. $2,200 for this bad boy. Now, that is with all the custom work done to it that would necessarily be done if you just got it plain Jane. You hear that thing? Listen to this baby. Whoo, this thing is, that sound is addicting. I remember the first time I tried one of these knives. It was so sweet. As soon as I flipped it, I said, wow. It's so unique feeling. The feeling of a knife like this, flicking it, it's not like any production knife. It has a very unique detent and thwack. Now, the one thing about this, even though it's very sharp, it has I think it has a burr or something. Let me check this thing. You hear how loud it is? Don't get me wrong, it'll still cut right through paper. No problem, but hear the sound? I can feel it in the paper. Oh, here, let's try. Hear the difference? I think I might hit this brand new knife, this brand new custom on a ceramic stone. Oh, see, we got a burr right there. So I'll probably tune it up. I'm not going to do a full sharpening on it. Even though I know Spirited. I know Shaker MT would absolutely be fine with me sharpening it. He always lets me. He's always told me when he sends me a knife, he says, use it. He says he uses all his knives. He carries all his knives. He says, use it. I'll tell you what, it's a tough damn thing to use somebody's $2,200 brand new custom before they've gotten a chance to use it. You know how hard that is to say, oh yeah, I'll make the first cut on your custom made with your logo put into it. I'm going to make the first cut, man. That's going to be hard. Matthew Adler says, just letting y'all know for the next 10 hours or so, you can get a Kershaw Link CPM 20 CV for $60 on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Just got one for myself. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. I don't know if you guys have seen this damn, I don't know if it's a bot or if it's just scammers or what are those things called? Those people that leave dumb comments. I can't think of the name of them. But anyways, in my comment section, I keep getting this same comment. So I feel like it's a bot. It says something about, hey, I just hacked my girlfriend's iPhone. Did it in under 10 minutes. If you're curious to know how I did it, go check out blah, blah, blah. And then right afterwards, another comment comes in and says, oh, yeah, it did work. It only took me 10 minutes to do, but I figured it out. Thanks, something like that. But they always come in back to back. Like one will show up, and then like 20 minutes later, the other one will show up. I keep deleting them. I've seen them on other people's channels and videos. So it's not just mine, but it's like, damn it, man, this damn bot or whatever it is will not stop. Every video it leaves another one, it's almost worse than all these Russian porn bots. Dude, I've been getting the same comments. Exactly. I know. It's on everybody's shit. I'm like, man, will you stop? Listen, I've never reported nothing in my life. I've never reported nothing. I fucking reported them. And they still keep showing up. So it's like, why do I report them? It's like they say something about like, because all you do is just hit report. And I reported them for being spam. That's it. Like I didn't report them for hateful comments or anything. I didn't report them for anything stupid, just for being spam. Unwanted spam. And they say, oh yeah, well, we'll check it out. And if we find anything, then we'll make sure it never shows up on your feed again. Every day with this damn thing. It drives me nuts. And sometimes I'll leave a comment like, say, a Knife Sergeant's video or something, and then they'll comment that same damn thing under my comment. So they'll use like my comment to Knife Sergeant to, it's like, oh, here's a chance, and they'll throw it in there as if they're saying it to me. That's how they get you too. They don't just make a comment. They actually comment under another comment. So if you guys leave a comment, it's not like it'll just be in my comments. It'll be in the comment of another comment. Yeah, they're always in my shit. There was this one, I'm sure it's still there. The same girl, face and body and nitties, but different name. So it was always a different name, but the same girl posing, and some little Asian girl with some big nitties, and she was always the thumbnail, but it was always a different name. And every video I post, she'd go in there like saying some weird stuff. Hi guys, and throwing a link in or something, so you go check her channel out. It's like, man, the Russian porn bots are there because you showcase some Russian knives in the Russian Venetian zones. Maybe I think I think they're honestly, who was it? There was someone on Joe Rogan's channel. She worked for I don't know, some intelligence agency. And she worked for this intelligence agency, and her job was to track these. Well, first of all, it was not necessarily for that reason, but it was about the internet and bots and this and that. Well, they were basically trying to figure out like all these political things and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. Well, they wound up searching it back to Russian bots. Russian bots were literally had full on profiles, like an Instagram page, right, with actual pictures, um, with an actual name and everything. And it seemed so legit. They would leave comments, they do this, they do that. It seems so real that you would think it was an actual human behind it. Then they kept like tracing these things and tracking these things. They were actually even setting up events for like political events and getting people to show up, like saying like, oh well, we're gonna do this at 5 o'clock, right? And then they would like say something about like like get this many people, and some people would be like, well, I'm in, I'll be there, right? Even though this ain't a human being, this is a bot. Then they started like finding that they were actually two different kinds, right? Would take on political roles where, like, say, one would be towards the left, one would be towards the right, and all they would do is start shit between each other. And so people would chime in, and people would, hate what the one said, and the other person would hate what they said. And it would, like ruffle everybody's feathers. And it was crazy, all the bots that they came up with and some of the shit that they were doing and how advanced they were. They get crazy advanced. My mind was blown when I heard this lady talking about this because I knew about Russian bots, but I never knew that they could be that sophisticated. In your first impressions video of the QSP Hawk, the card inside said ROQ Forge Blacksmith. Yes. It's not mine, but yeah, it does have that. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Tri-State said, yeah, exactly. And, wait. Ooh, earlier, I know we should be talking about knives and stuff, but man, earlier I was watching this thing and it was a UFC fight, and this dude lost his finger, his whole fucking finger. Imagine that. A UFC fight, his finger is gone. I mean, gone. And they're like, where the hell's his finger? They literally had to ask the crowd to look around for a missing finger. You like when they slowed it down, they were clinched against the cage, and the guy that was getting pushed against the cage went around like this and grabbed his hand like this. They're guessing that because of the gloves and how he had it pinched and squeezed, he had his hand squeezed, he must have lost circulation to that finger because he said he didn't feel it even come off. So he had it squeezed probably for so long and then just twisted right, and the bone didn't snap, it came off at the joint. So instead, because the pressure wouldn't be strong enough to break the bone, but it would be strong enough to break it off of the joint, and it just ripped that fucker right off. And I'm talking about all the way off, like not like it's hanging there. I'm talking about missing finger. Like that's crazy. A doctor broke it down, like how it could happen, and like this, what happened basically. But yeah, I couldn't believe it because I kept thinking like this got to be a hoax. So the doctor thought the same thing at first, but when you watch the whole thing, they break it down like they had to stop it. They looked around for the damn finger, they couldn't find it. I'm sure they eventually found it, but they couldn't find it at first. They started asking the crowd to kind of look around. I, I started thinking this is what went in my head. They were fighting. The dude was just like, oh, we just swallowed that fucker, like bit that son of a bitch off and just swallowed it. That's what I start thinking. Like, how do you lose? Like, if it broke, like, let's say it got ripped off, right? Which is so unlikely. It'd be laying there. It'd be there somewhere, right? Not you. It'd take 30 seconds to find the only finger on the mat. But somehow, I don't know. Somehow it got fucking lost. Like I said, I was thinking, man, that guy was like, you just swallowed it. Pulled a Mike Tyson. I don't know exactly when the fight was. The video was posted a week ago of the doctor breaking it down. Here, I'll pull it up really quick. You guys won't be able to see it, but I'll tell you where to find it. Um, Hang on one second, guys. Relax. Are these? Oh no, I'm in the wrong thing. Sorry. History. There we go. Okay, so it was Doctor. This. So yeah, type in Doctor reacts to. This is the fight name. It's spelled Khetag. I don't know how you pronounce that. Last name Pliev. Losing his finger in MMA injury at the CFFC 94. So the fighter is Ketag Plev, Ketag Plev, Khetag. Last name Pliev. Fucking crazy, man. Or I'm sure there's not that many. You could probably just look it up. Like, fighter lost his finger in UFC fight or MMA fight because it wasn't UFC, it was MMA. Which there's a bunch of different versions of MMA. It was his ring finger. Fuck. Oh man, no more reverse flicks for him. No more reverse flicks for you. Yeah, it was his left hand, I think. No, it was his right hand. I think it was his right hand. It was which sucks even more if he's right-handed, which I'm pretty sure he is. I know. Cyborg Santos skull injury. I know. I got like a big old hematoma or whatever on the. Oh my god! I've seen a few of those. Like, there's another one with this one black dude. He got one right on his forehead. It looked like a tumor on the front of his head. Uh, I'm sure it ruptured his skull or something. I don't know. There's some crazy ass injuries. But nothing was like Mike Tyson when he bit off Holyfield's ears. I was watching that live when that happened. All my money was on Tyson, and he, for the first time in my life, because I was a kid, but watching his fights, he always won. He'd go in there and just ba 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 and just beat the fuck out of everybody. Like, nobody would last longer than like a minute when I was a kid with him. I'd watch all his fights, and he'd go in the ring and just maul anybody who came in there. And then Holyfield came in, and everybody was like, "Yeah, whatever. The fight's gonna be a minute and 30 seconds, and Tyson's gonna knock him out." Nope. And it was some ear biting. Oh, they found his finger inside of his glove, Evilly says. Yeah. I didn't get to that part. I literally watched it right before I got on here, and I was like, what the fuck? This is what I was watching right before I jumped on here. But I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, so I never got to figure out where they found the finger. But I did hear the part where the referee was like asking the people like in the audience or whatever, like to like look around. Yeah, I don't know how it got back in the glove though, because think about it, those gloves. I mean, there's a little bit of bagginess right here. Like, I got one right over here. There's a little bit of bagginess, but not much. I don't know how it would come off and then go back inside the glove. That's a little weird. Mike Tyson's Mystery Team was an underrated show. Mike is a great boxer, but also has a good comedic timing and delivery. Tyson's a very smart dude. He's very smart now. He's a very humble dude. I like Mike Tyson a lot, and he was one hell of a brawler, man. He spit out the ear though, right? Yeah, he did. He you seen him like you seen him when he got it, like he kind of, and then he just, yeah, he spit it out. He didn't swallow, but that would have been good though. Get rid of the evidence. As if there ain't the best cameras at the time focused in on you. Gulp. But then the rumors went out like Mike Tyson's a cannibal. I seen a player on the opposite team take a skate to the neck. It was messed up. The NHL one was even worse. Damn. I remember being at the ice arena when I was younger and getting my fingers ran over one time by an ice skate. Fucking hurts because your hand's already cold because it's on the ice. You know, you fall down, and then here comes a skater. Got me good one time. Took a puck to the ear. Everything went black. Hit the ice. Stitches inside the ear. Oof. Oof. Not when you have wraps on. There's no room really. Yeah, that's another thing. When your hands are wrapped and gloved, I mean, but we were talking about MMA gloves, which I mean, it depends on if they're wrapped, but still though, there's no room. Where the fuck does how the fuck does the finger? I can grab an MMA glove right now, and there's no way my finger could end up back inside my glove. Not a chance. So I don't know how that happens. I watched one time in high school, a dude was wearing a chain. Well, we had to. So let me just be clear. We had to wear um our IDs. So it's basically so like people can't come into the school and like other gangs and stuff like that. So they knew exactly because if you weren't wearing the ID, you were stopped immediately. You had to have your ID on you. And it's just a school ID. You had to wear it around your neck, right? Well, some people would only get on their gold chain or their steel chain that looked gold or whatever, right? Because I can't imagine it was real gold or silver because real gold and silver is soft. And but it was pretty, not that it was thick, but it wasn't really thin. It wasn't like no little dainty chain. It was a good chain. Anyways, dude got jumped in the damn cafeteria, and these dudes surrounded him from behind and grabbed his chain, yanked it back like this, and then went like this with it and sawed his neck. I mean, he was fine, but fucked his ass up though. So they found the finger on his own glove. They said the bone acted like a knife and it ripped it off, and he ripped it off himself. They said the bone acted like a knife. And he ripped. I don't know how that would work because when the doctor broke it down, he was showing where, like I said, where they were clinched up into the fence, and dude had his hand like this and was squeezing it really hard. He said he probably lost circulation and couldn't feel it. And that's why, because I guess he was saying he didn't feel it at first or something. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get to finish it. I just got to find out that it was real and that it happened. You had to wear a piece of flair. Basically, it's just an ID showing who you were with a picture of you. Because if you like, say if you came, like if you were like a parent and you came to the school, you couldn't even come in there. Like you had to go when you went through the front doors, you would get a temporary ID to walk or it's not like parents walked around the school, but I'm saying for whatever reason, if you were a parent and you came to the school, you were going to get a temporary ID saying that who you were and stuff with your name and everything, so that if the security seen you, they would know that who you are. See, so that was knife talk. Let's talk some knives. I'm down. What time is it? It's 2 minutes 9. We still got plenty of time. We'll probably go for like another 20-30 minutes. We got 50 people in here. Yeah, let's talk some knives. I wanted to talk about that damn Varga. That Varga VBR. I've never I know you guys probably think I've spent a lot of money on knives, but in all reality, I haven't spent that much money on knives, meaning like at one time. The most I think we've ever spent was like $300. I think those Vargas are 350, right around 300, 350 or 325 or something like that. I was like that close. I'm very close to ordering one of those. Getting a hold of Varga. They look sweet. They're a dual grind, kind of like this, but it's got a hollow grind right here, then a flat ground up at the tip. Micarta handles. It's a bolster lock, so it's a titanium frame lock with the micarta bolster. But man, it looks so good. I was thinking about it. I think who did I see do a review on it? Somebody did a review on it. Maybe it was Jim Skelton, I think. And he kind of talked me into it. Jim Skelton, man, that motherfucker, he can talk you into buying a knife. He'll show a knife on his channel and he just makes you guys think I'm bad, like making you guys want knives. That motherfucker, he'll make you buy a knife so quick. You'll literally won't even be halfway done with the video already searching the knife. I'm the only idiot that buys all the knives I review. You have two of the Vargas, don't you, Knife Sergeant? I'm pretty sure you have two of them. I'd like to know who's going to Blade Show. I'd like to meet some of you biatches. I'm hoping I'm going. So me and Kara kind of talked about it, and we discussed that if he does not want us or does not need us, because I did already tell them yes, and since I am a man of my word, if they still want us to, I'll still go. You know, obviously I'll be working their table. I won't be able to walk around. I'll probably need some of your guys' help to go buy some knives for me so I can at least make a couple purchases, because it's going to be difficult not being able to go walk around. But if they do not need our help, we're seriously talking about still going, getting a plane ticket ourselves and just going. It will be a good chunk of change that we definitely can't afford, but we're hoping to. I tried to go get my license the other day, man. This fucking COVID shit, man. They got a fucking line. The DMV is, you guys already know, DMV suck, man. And the one around here is the worst DMV you'll ever go to in your life. And the damn line was all the way around the building. And I seen it. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not going to this damn place. So I'm going to try to pay it off online. I'm still going to have to go in there, though, because they're going to make me take the damn written test again because it's been over a year. So I'm going to have to stand in the line one way or another. But damn it, man. I don't want to have to stand in it twice. Didn't Jim Skelton used to sell shit on Home Shopping Network? Yeah, watches, I think. I think it was watches he sold. Yeah, he was a home. That's why he's such a good salesman, because he started there. Knife Sergeant says the DMVs are pretty shitty here in Vegas, too. I think they're shitty everywhere, but we have one that's a really good one around here, and it's shut down. So it's like the shitty one is the only one that's open, and everybody's going to that one because the good one is closed. And it's like, why? Why would you close the only good one we have? I mean, a really nice one. Like, when you've been to the one that I'm talking about, any DMV is nice. And I'm talking about this other DMV. It's actually a really good one compared to, shit stain over there. But damn it, the only one open around me is shit stain, so I'm gonna have to go there. Blade West is in Long Beach. I'm sure there's shit everywhere, man. DMV suck, man. I used to have a cousin that worked at the one that I'm talking about. I don't know her that well. I got a lot of cousins, but I used to kind of have like, you know, hook up a little bit. I didn't know her, but when she heard my name, she would know to kind of hook me up, and she was pretty cool a couple times. But I don't think she don't work there no more, so I don't have the connect no more. I used to have a damn connect, not no more. All right, I think we talked about every. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. So you know how I said I almost bought that damn knife. So I went to Knife Center and I put a couple things in the bin. I didn't wind up buying them. This was last night. I was like, man, I need to spend a little bit of money that I don't have. And I put two things in I went to put three things. Okay. So you guys know about the new Kaiser sheepdog, right? It's they have one with white white G10 in micarta. Then they have a copper and micarta version. I almost bought a copper version. They're not cheap though. They're like $160, and I wound up backing out. I know Stasa likes it. He says it's a good knife, and I know The sheepdog knives are really good. It's not the Kaiser sheepdog. It's the sheepdog knives. Kaiser made another design. I can't think of the name. Is it called the Primus? Maybe it's called the Primus. I forget the name of it. It looks pretty awesome, but I don't know if I can just if it's worth the money. If you guys know, maybe I should get it. But then here's the other thing. What do you guys think about copper on knives? Because I've tried brass on knives and it was heavy as shit. I like copper. Like right now, I got my copper flashlight. I love this thing, but this isn't 10 pounds. You know, this, I mean, it's heavy, but it's not really bad. Knives always seem to be really heavy with copper. So that one has copper on it, but it's just the bolster. So how heavy could it be? I checked the weight out and it had the same weight as the G10 version. How is that possible? How is it possible that their copper version is the same weight as their G10 version? That's not possible. So I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing that they just have the same weight written down for them all. But when you get the copper version, you're just going to find out it's more heavy. Copper is just going to invite corrosion. Well, it's not. It still has a liner. It's just a bolster. It's like basically just a cap. So it's like I don't have any knives. Like kind of like this, where it's just this little piece right here. There's still going to be a liner on the inside, I believe. I don't think it's not. There's still a liner. Because it's a liner lock. So there's still a steel liner in there. And then the other thing I had in there, the Kaiser, I don't remember the name of it. It has kind of like a pirate's sheep or pirate's blade shape. It was my Carta. It looked really cool. And then a Maxpedition bag. I almost got a Maxpedition bag because I have my backpack. I carry that thing everywhere. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, that's a man purse. It's a man, not my backpack, but the Maxpedition bag. Like if I got that. But I mean, is it really though? I mean, I kind of feel like it is carrying one of those bags where it's just a bag. I kind of feel like a bitch with a purse, but then I kind of think about it like, come on, get over that shit, man. It's 2021. It's a damn EDC bag, right? We can get past this stuff by saying it's an EDC bag. It's for my gun, stuff like that. It looks cool though. It's a nice, good size bag, and it has another little roll-up bag that goes inside of it. I don't know. What's up, Lefty EDC's in the house? What's up, buddy? So Lefty EDC he might be, if I keep leaving damn comments in his videos, he might be coming to join us for a live one of these weeks. But I'm probably gonna have to leave him about 4 or 5 more comments, begging him on his channel. Definitely, if you guys don't know Lefty EDC, he's got an awesome channel. Go check it out. He's funny as hell, and I've definitely been finding him very entertaining lately. Is Wallaby out of here? See you later, Wallaby. He said, I'm sorry, I got to get some sleep. My eyes just starting to hurt or something. It's all good, Wallaby. Go get some sleep, brother. We'll see you on Saturday. I know we've been going for a while. I see the chat, or not the chat, but the people are starting to go down, but there's still some people in here, so we'll go for a few more minutes. But yeah, good night, Wallaby. Yeah, I think so too, Ian. I think it'd be awesome to get his ass on here. I think we'd have a good time. Monster Racing says 1K, not 1,000K. Ooh, can't wait till that number hits. The leper squatch. Did you guys see that video with that with the Sasquatch piss, man? I keep finding that shit. I thought that was funny. Oh yeah, you guys know that video where I think I posted it yesterday where Kara, if you guys watched it, you guys probably don't watch my videos, but Kara, I was talking to the camera, and then Kara actually yelled at me. That's why I went and recorded her saying that, because she actually yelled at me. I was talking about how she brings her knives home. Like, dude, I'm serious. Like, Kara comes home from work and I'll be like, give me your knife, or maybe I won't say it, but I'll grab it, because she'll set it down and I open it and it's just fucking covered in like syrup and sticky shit. The edge is rolled over, chipped, and I'm like, what the fuck did you do to this thing? Lefty EDC, thanks, bud. 5 more comments and a free sharpening job should get it done. There you go. No problem, bud. Not a problem. Whatever I gotta do to get you on here. But Kara, when I was saying that, she screams in the background. She goes, "No, I don't." And I screamed, "Yes, you do." And so I went and recorded her saying that just to make the video better. Lefty EDC, thank you, man. I really appreciate the donation, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna throw another bell ring in that just because it was Lefty. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, we'll get that blade tuned up because that's a knife, man. I've been wanting to get my hands on. That's definitely a blade. It's, you know what it is a knife that's right up my alley. Like everything about it, from the grind, the ergos, the way they look, the blade shape. It's like one of my favorite blade shapes. The opening deployment, like everything about that knife is like a knife that I just, it'd be so up my alley. And we're talking about the custom knife factory. What is it? Oh man, Satori two. Is it this? What the hell's the name of it, Lefty? I can't think of the name of it. Is it the Satori 2.0? I can't think of it. I think it's the Satori, that new one, the custom knife factory knife with that sick ass grind. Man, I can't remember the name of it. It's always been out of my reach, so I haven't. I've watched a bunch of videos on it, but I knew the Evo 2. Why the hell did I say? What did I say? I don't even know. The Evo 2.0. Lavender Pants has got one. She had 2 of them. I should have remembered the name of it because I remember how jealous I was. Left-handed people are weird. Yeah, they are. They are. Lefty EDC, he knows. She knows. Both of them know. Kara's in the background screaming. You guys can probably hear her though. She's an old lefty. I hear the reason why they started using their left hand, and this is just what I heard, guys. And I heard there's like tons of data to back this up, that their brain was too dumb to use their right hand, so they had to use their left because they just couldn't use their right. They weren't smart enough from birth. I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm just messing with you guys. I know. That's why I'm trying to get her going. She'll come in here if I keep fucking around. I can't tell if she's playing a game or if she's on a phone. Let's see if there's some other stuff I didn't talk about. Because I think there was. Oh, I was going to talk about some heat treating stuff, but I'll save that one for later. So somebody was asking me about the differences between. Oh, I got it in my pocket. Benchmade Griptilian's grip and this Shadow, TRM Shadow. And the thing is that the TRM is just, let's see if I can get it, is way thinner. I mean, it's a lot thinner, but it's tall this way. And it's contoured on the edges. See what you guys did? See what you guys did? Now the Griptilian is round. What? We're not playing. I'm about to get off of here.
I know I want to play.
You want to play? Okay, I'll be like 5 more minutes, okay?
I want to stand here and stare at you to ensure that it's only 5 minutes.
It'll be 5 minutes, I promise. I promise.
I'm just going to supervise.
It'll be 5 minutes. Okay. So this is the Griptilian's rounded. So it does have the flat edges right here and on the back, but this is more thin and just as tall, But
is very Griptilian. Like,
yeah,
I never
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thought of
It's
that.
very Griptilian like, but it's better though. It really is. Now, I'll be honest. I haven't really tried the G10 version of the Griptilian, which might be a better value for a lot of people. I'll be honest, because what are they, $165, $175 for the 20 CV G10 version, or maybe they're $180
For what?
for the G10 20 CV version of the Griptilian.
Big or little?
The big. I think they're like $180.
160.
No, that's for the
I'll look it up.
the fucking RSK MK1 from Hogue is 160. And I know the Griptilian is
187.
$187. So this is going to be $100 more.
180, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is going to be $100 more at 280. Is it worth that? I mean, that's up to you. I will say it is refined more. It has a titanium clip. The action is ridiculous. The ergos, the grind is way better than the Griptilian. Every day of the week, it's way better.
It gets too thick when you start sharpening.
Well, I don't know what the grip is, the spine thickness. You should look that up. You should look that up.
So it effed it all out.
Right. But the TRM is only 90 thousandths thick. 90 thousandths. Yeah, you can get a Benchmade Griptilian for like $110, $120, but they're the FRN S30V version. If you want the 20 CV version in G10, they're $180. This is 20 CV and USA made G10, all the same things as the Griptilian with the G10, but $100 more. Is it worth $100 more? I mean, that's up to you. I will say it is, to me, my favorite version of the Griptilian is the one with the hole. Okay, I do like a hole. I've never had the G10 version. I would imagine I'd love it so much. So most likely, I would say 90% of the people out there, the Griptilian is going to be the better option because
0.115.
Okay, 0.115. That's it. Okay, so it's 25 thousandths. Am I right? Thicker.
2.19 millimeters.
No, the blade thickness, yeah, 115,000. So this is 90,000. So it's 25 thousandths thinner at the spine. Now, mine was about 20 thousandths behind the edge. Some other people's were like 22, 23 thousandths. My Griptilian is basically the same thickness behind the edge, but the taper from the spine isn't as good. This one cuts just so much better. But I mean, it's really up to your pocket, I guess. But the Griptilian is it's probably a better option for a lot of people at $100 cheaper. But it doesn't cut as good. It doesn't cut as good. I'll say that. So I seen they had them in stock. I'd figure they would last long. What?
I didn't figure they would last long.
Oh yeah. You talking about the shadows? Yeah, they don't last long at all. They go like that. These things are. I got lucky to get one, and I'll be honest. I called them, and
Russell's wife really likes those leggings. I bet because they are the shit. Nice. They feel such good quality. I literally have gotten 4 pairs.
Did you see your pillowcase?
Yeah.
Did you see where I put the pillowcase on?
Oh, it's on the bed.
I put it on there. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Lacey Marie's husband said now all they need to do is make you a gaming blanket.
Oh, I do sit there wrapped up in a blanket too.
I had that picture in that video. Remember?
Oh yeah.
You're wrapped up in a blanket.
I usually most of the time until I start getting really intense.
Oh man, I cut it out.
Ha! Behind every good man is a good woman.
Damn right.
Literally, because I'm behind you. And also, it's been 5 minutes. That's why
I ordered one from Knife Outlet on Friday, and they emailed me Monday and said it was out of stock. What? The TRM? Can you get TRMs from anywhere else? I thought you could only get them from TRM. I didn't know you could get them other places. Maybe you can, though. I know mine are actually. I don't really have allergies.
Jared and I found a beaver.
I talked about it. Oh no, that was just the Patreon video. Yeah, we went and hung out with the beaver for a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a little guy.
He was so weird.
And if you're one of the Patreon members, then you probably saw the frog video, Kara in the Wild. There was a Kara in the Wild. All right, guys. I know it's starting to get boring. I ran out of things to talk about because I covered everything on the list. I hope you guys had an entertaining live. And we'll definitely catch back up on Saturday because on Saturday I got a whole shitload of good things to talk about. The buffering was cute too. Oh, the bullfrog. I read it as buffering. Yeah, the bullfrog was. That was a big ass frog though.
So big, and
the
its
fucking
belly,
thing was huge.
Its belly was like spread out on the ground. It was like all plopped there. Like when you got close to it, it just looked like it was.
They want to know if you're gonna sing them a song.
I don't know what to sing. I'll sing something dumb, I guess.
All right,
you're not gonna know it.
Whatever.
I mean, you're.
Am I supposed to know it? Oh, you guys won't know the song if she sings it.
Well, no,
so.
it's like an old pop song, but it's stuck in my head.
So. Okay, do it. Go for it. All right, we're about to take off. So Kara's gonna sing her song. I panicked about the TRM Shadow when I seen it in stock. Not the best way to make a decision. No, it's not, but I'm sure you will be happy. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one, Ian. It's a good one. It's a goodie. Faux show. Ready.
Hey, sister, it's really, really nice to meet ya. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just my type. Confidence is peaking. Something I don't remember. Don't like his baggy jeans, but I'm gonna like what's underneath it. You know I can't remember the words, so I'm just gonna sing until I get to the chorus. This song